Thank you for joining Wars of the Roses as we continue with part 11, Masonry at Waterloo, from Book the Second, The Practice of the Mystic Tie by Albert G. Mackey. Part 11, Masonry at Waterloo. Clavel relates the following incident as another testimony of the happy influence which Masonry exerts in softening the harsher and more revolting features of the battlefield. Well did General Shields observe on the occasion of the reception of himself and General Quitman by the Grand Lodge of South Carolina after their return from Mexico in December 1847, that it was not until he was placed in the battlefield and saw and partook of the fierce conflict of man with man that he was able to appreciate the benign principles of that order which humanized and civilized the human heart and softened even the harsh features of war. But to recur to the incident at Waterloo. On the memorable 16th June 1815, at the moment when the Allied army commenced a retrograde movement, a Scotch field officer who had been seriously wounded in the affair of Quatre Bras was left on the field of battle, trampled on by the French cavalry. He thought but of death when he perceived the French patrols who came to succor the wounded. Relying the little strength that remained, he endeavored to raise himself on his knees, and at all hazards, and in a faint voice, he called on the brethren for aid. Notwithstanding the darkness and the feebleness of his voice, in its pittiness, he attracted the attention of a French surgeon, who, recognizing in him a brother, hastened to his aid. His wounds were numerous, and the means of transportation insufficient, but necessity made the professional brother vigorous. He first dressed those wounds which presented the most formidable damage, and then raised and carried his patient to the sick quarters, placed him on his own pallet, watched by his side, and finally caused him to be conveyed to Valenciennes, where he was warmly recommended to his friends, from whom the officer received the kindest attention, and by whose care he was completely restored to health. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment. And if you can, please consider donating to Wars of the Roses. Links to PayPal and Patreon are in the description. Thank you so very much.